here, but it took me a second. It's only the second or third time, right?
For me, it was the easiest question I've ever answered in my entire life.
Oh boy, I wrote a whole college essay on why Clemson.
I would say why Clemson, because Clemson is a family.
It is just such a family.
The atmosphere and the school spirit that this place brings, I'd say you walk into campus and the energy just electrifies.
I love it. Clemson is amazing.
Clemson offers a unique experience to their students that you won't find anywhere else.
I grew up going to games. I grew up coming up here, and ever since a young age, there is genuinely nothing like it.
And everyone is so welcoming and kind, and it just was an atmosphere that I wanted to spend my next 4 years in.
I actually never wanted to go to Clemson through my whole high school career until my junior year when I found out about the Call Me Mister program.
Growing up, I went to so many Clemson games, and I was always here, and I always found a home every time I came back to Clemson.
So I just love it. It's a family environment, a friendly environment. It's just an awesome school to go, and it's the best school in the state.
Like being from New Jersey and not necessarily being close or having family around here, I feel like the environment of Clemson is just so welcoming that it is really a home away from home.
For me, the reason I chose Clemson was I already knew I had just had a good community to go to.
I know that without a doubt, I wouldn't be anywhere else. This is the only place I want to be.
We're the glue that binds. We're the wrench that tightens the grip.
Ladies
We're
and
the link to
gentlemen,
the past,
please
to
move
the
to your
present,
seats as the
and to
ceremony will
future
begin shortly.
of everything Clemson. We're connectors in that we build, strengthen, and maintain connections within a thriving, passionate, and energetic community that stretches around the globe. We're the Clemson Alumni Association, and more than anything, we're uniters. We unite all those who proudly wear that ring and who profess devotion to that family known as Clemson University. We do so by creating events and activities that connect our alumni and that serve students past and present with a level of engagement and service worthy of Clemson. We, in many ways, represent the true ground game for the university, working the events, creating functions, organizing get-togethers so that this incredibly large and diverse group of alumni remain united in their affection for and attachment to Clemson. We are the Clemson Alumni Association, with an emphasis on association. We are all associated with someplace special and unique and impactful. And this association also intends to reflect those qualities by being special and unique and impactful. This is Clemson, and it deserves nothing less. Clemson Alumni Association. This is what family feels like. My dream was to become a marine biologist. I did not expect an experience where it was actually going to the ocean and exploring marine biology. I took invertebrate biology with Dr. Beza, and the class was so amazing. I knew this was what I wanted to study. It was daunting to approach him for the first time, but I took that bold first step and just asked if there was any way I could get involved with his lab and help out. He told me about his creative inquiry, and that's how I started gaining practice. After various conversations and redirecting my research, Dr. Beza mentioned that he had a grad student going to the Florida Keys. They were going to study a parasite affecting lobster populations. He asked, "Are you interested?" I was like, yes I am. When I first arrived in the Keys, I felt very inexperienced. I felt like I could call myself a biologist, but I wanted more out of the experience and to be able to call myself a marine biologist. I like knowing the answers. In marine biology and in science, there's a lot of things you don't know. Being able to rely on other people and have open-minded conversations rather than relying on yourself all the time is a humbling yet empowering situation. And that's what changed me the most during my time as a researcher in the Keys. Now I know that when times are tough, whether it's academically or just in your own life, you can always rely on other people. Over the summer, I became the first scientist to document how a parasitic worm threatening $1 billion lobster industry regenerates. Now I'm wondering, how am I supposed to go back and sit in a classroom after having this huge experience? But I need to go back because there's a lot of research you can do outside the field as well. You think it's set in stone, and it's not at all. The more you learn, the more you find that there's so much more to learn, and that's what makes it so fun.
Please stand if you are able. Today's processional begins with the candidates for the doctoral degree, accompanied by their academic advisors. The stage party is being led by the Clemson University Marshal, Dr. Sarah White.
So please stand if you are able for our national anthem performed by Faith Miller, a junior in performing arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So please be seated. I hereby open Clemson University's Doctoral Commencement ceremony. I now invite Dr. John Lopes, Associate Provost and Dean of the Graduate School, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. White. Our first speaker is one of the students graduating with us this afternoon. We're always looking for ways to put our students at the center of everything we do. So each semester, we oversee a process in which a group of graduate students and postdoc scholars select a graduating doctoral student to address their fellow graduates. Today, I'm honored to introduce soon-to-be Dr. Alexander Shad, a PhD graduate in business administration.
I didn't know I was going to be this early. Deans, faculty, proud families, and fellow graduates. Let me first honor those who brought us here, to our families and our loved ones, those present and those whose spirit remains with us. This achievement belongs to you as much as us. I'd like to invite all graduates to please stand for a minute. May I ask all of us graduates to show our heartfelt appreciation to all who supported us in this incredible journey. Okay, thank you. Let's start this story back in the early 1900s, when my grandfather left the Swiss Alps for the Caribbean by way of Siberia, Japan, China, Hong Kong, the Philippines, and New York, before finally arriving in the Dominican Republic to build what became our family's century-old logistics business in 1922. In each of these places, he didn't just pass through. He lived, worked at the docks, learned from international trading houses, and absorbed the wisdom of vastly different cultures and ways of doing business. Like my grandfather's odyssey, our individual doctoral journeys have taken us through diverse landscapes of thought and experience. Something deeper drove us here, our restlessness, a yearning to produce new knowledge and venture into uncharted waters, rather than simply echoing what others had already discovered. Just as my grandfather's achievement wasn't defined by any single destination, but by the entire journey, from those Swiss Alps to the Caribbean, our achievement isn't measured by any single milestone, but by the distance we've traveled from where we began to where we stand today. In my cohort here at Clemson, transformation accelerated through an extraordinary kind of diversity. We had military strategists sitting with manufacturing executives, logistics professionals paired with entrepreneurs, government contractors alongside financial specialists, all gathered around one table. But our differences ran deeper. The age gap stretched across 3 decades, from 30s to 60s. Some were seasoned scholars, others completely new to academia, with many bringing decades of real-world experience from vastly different industries. And while we older students, including me, were occasionally the target of some good-humored jokes about reading glasses, early bedtimes, and forgetting where we parked, I want to assure everyone that age was never really an issue in our cohort. None of us older students certainly never pointed out our younger classmates' inexperience and immaturity. Some of our most meaningful exchanges occurred when students from other colleges joined our classes. I remember our heated debates about work from home versus in-office policies. The military officers emphasized discipline and presence. The entrepreneurs valued flexibility and results. The psychologists brought behavioral insights into human motivation. When we confronted each other's assumptions through these different lenses, we discovered insights into organizational effectiveness effectiveness, and human performance that none of us could achieve alone. This taught me something profound. Transformative ideas emerge when rigorous methodology meets real-world complexity, when a broad spectrum of perspectives create jazz rather than solo performance, with all the beautiful tension, improvisation, and breakthrough moments that come from skilled musicians pushing each other to new heights. This diversity of experience, particularly the blend of practical knowledge and academic rigor, led to better research questions, more practical applications, and solutions that work in the real world. We weren't only asking what, how, or why, but also the all-important, so what? Why does this matter? The realities we face today, technological disruption, global sustainability, social inequality, demand this multifaceted thinking from diverse minds collaborating. Like my grandfather's journey across continents, meaningful change requires crossing vast landscapes and embracing different ways of seeing and solving problems. This broad-based thinking doesn't stop at scholarly dialogue, but instead pushes academia toward research that directly addresses societal dilemmas and drives measurable changes in communities. You and I now possess not just problem-solving abilities, but the capacity to identify issues others haven't yet recognized. We have the intellectual courage to venture into unexplored territory and the obligation to ensure our discoveries serve something larger than ourselves. Let's be the doctoral generation that refuses artificial divides between academic excellence and practical impact, between individual achievement and collective wisdom. We carry not just expertise, but passion, not just skills, but purpose, not just credentials, but a calling to serve something greater. There's an African proverb that captures this idea beautifully. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Our doctoral journey has taught us that together, with all our valued backgrounds and perspectives, we can go farther than any of us imagined possible. Congratulations, soon-to-be doctors of 2025. The world needs what we've learned to discover. Now let's change it. Thoughtfully, rigorously, and with the deep purpose that brought us all here. Arriba los Tigres, which is Spanish for Go Tigers. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexander, for sharing your journey with us. Was that a great speech or what? Let's give him another round. I want to thank all of the students who obviously took great care writing their entries as well. I would have been proud to have any of them up here today. And now I'm happy to introduce Dr. Natasha Kroom, Associate Dean of the Graduate School, who will recognize two of our award winners this afternoon.
Good afternoon. I guess we're the only ones here this afternoon, so we'll try that again. Good afternoon. There we go. It is my pleasure to recognize faculty and staff who work with and on behalf of graduate students and their colleagues to enhance and elevate graduate education each day. The Graduate School Award for Commitment to Community and Engagement is presented to one graduate student, staff, or faculty member to recognize their commitments to fostering a healthy and engaged graduate education community. This year's recipient is Dr. Stephanie Whitmire from the Agricultural Sciences Department in the Baruch Institute of Coastal Ecology and Forest Science in the College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences. Her nominators wrote, "She is not only an outstanding researcher, but also a leading example of how to successfully mentor graduate students. One of her best attributes is her ability to listen and empathize with others. Her actions have helped students, particularly women students, pursuing careers in academia and with federal and government agencies." Another nominator shared, "Dr. Whitmire is deeply respected by the communities that we work in, and the graduate students admire and learn from her not only the technical aspects of the ecological, sociological challenges and projects, but her role modeling of how to engage with local and underserved communities." Her current students note, "Stephanie is committed to creating an atmosphere for all students to thrive and feel supported. Throughout her career, she has provided honest answers about the challenges of working in academia, mentored students of all backgrounds, encouraged students to remain in the field of science, and supported students both personally and professionally as they work towards becoming ecologists themselves. Her commitment to students at Clemson University has led to a large increase in the diversity of ecologists around the world. Dr. Whitmire, your dedication to multiple communities through your teaching and scholarship is apparent. Congratulations, and thank you for all you do." Our second recognition this afternoon is the Distinguished Graduate Student Support Staff Award, which celebrates the excellent support provided by our staff every day. This year's recipient is Heather Tomlinson from the Department of Automotive Engineering in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. One colleague noted, "Heather does a masterful job at registration coordination, admissions work for the program, and advising students who come to her office seeking guidance. Her creativity, reliability, and service are the best that I have witnessed. Her large-scale programming, such as the Automotive Engineering Career Fair and the Society of Automotive Engineers Carolina Student Night at CU ICAR campus in Greenville, have provided our current graduate students with internships and prospective graduate students with an opportunity to preview the AUE graduate program." Another nominator stated, "She brings a great spirit to recruitment discussions and is an excellent representative for the university. She can be found engaging with undergraduates on the main campus and info sessions on graduate study, leading tours of prospective students through the centers on Saturday, and many other instances of going above and beyond what should be expected of a student services coordinator, apparently to include meeting students at the airport with a friendly face. And the team is grateful to have someone so involved with a spirit of selfless service." A student shared, "In a completely new phase of life, experiencing the depths of imposter syndrome and adjusting to a new city, Heather was the first person to make me feel at ease. She was a calming presence in my storm. Incredibly, that feeling has never stopped for me regarding Heather. She's always there, kind, caring, compassionate with every student, and always makes time for everyone. Thank you, Heather, for your dedication to our graduate students, our graduate faculty, and the department. Your service is immeasurable. Congratulations."
Let me now introduce our stage party. As I read each of your names, I ask that you stand and remain standing so that we can acknowledge you. I ask that the audience please hold your applause until I introduce everyone. First, I'm delighted to introduce a member of the Board of Trustees here with us today, Dr. Lewis Lynn. Please help me thank him for his leadership. We also have with us executive officers and deans, As I read each of your names, please stand and remain standing so that we can acknowledge you. Again, I ask the audience, please hold your applause until I introduce everyone. Dr. James P. Clements, President. Dr. Robert H. Jones, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. Dr. Doug Hallenbeck, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Kimberly Poole, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Dr. Amy Lawton-Rao, Senior Associate Provost. Dr. Paula Agudelo, Associate Dean in the College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences. Dr. Echia Dargmas, Dean of the College of Architecture, Art, and Construction. Dr. Michael Lemieux, Associate Dean in the College of Arts and Humanities. Dr. Joel Williams, Associate Dean in the College of Behavioral, Social, and Health Sciences. Dr. Melissa Smith, Associate Dean in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. Dr. Scott Beyer, Interim Associate Dean in the Wilbur O. and Ann Powers College of Business. Dr. Cece Bates, Associate Dean in the College of Education. Dr. Calvin Williams, Associate Dean in the College of Science. Dr. Ariel Turner, Associate Dean of the Libraries. Dr. Sarah White, the President of our Faculty Senate and our University Marshal. Dr. Natasha Kroom, Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs in the Graduate School. Dr. Jeffrey Halo, Associate Dean for Academic Policy and Program Effectiveness in the Graduate School. Ms. Stacy Miller, President of our Staff Senate. Please join me in thanking them for their service and leadership. I'm delighted to welcome all of you to our August 2025 Doctoral Commencement Ceremony, including the many students, family, and friends who are watching the live stream of today's event. We are so glad that you can all join us for this special celebration. Now, isn't it wonderful to be here today in this beautiful building to celebrate the amazing accomplishments of our graduates? This ceremony highlights the critical role of faculty mentors, each of whom spent countless hours working to help you get here today. Without them, none of us would be here today. Please help me to thank them for their excellent and tireless work. One of the best aspects of working at a university is that we get to be a part of some of the happiest, most important days of your lives, including graduations. Some of us may be reminiscing about our own doctoral graduation, and interestingly, some things have not changed. You still had to take exams and defend your dissertation in front of an incredibly challenging committee. You still had to submit countless forms to the graduate school. But some things have changed. Much of what we do is increasingly electronic and far more accessible. Your dissertation is completely electronic and resides in the cloud. You can download it to your phone. Not sure you could read it there, but you could download it to your phone. I had to produce physical copies of my dissertation printed on 100% cotton paper and then walk around and get every single copy signed by every committee member. Here's my copy. I take it with me everywhere I go. The last time I brought my dissertation to this ceremony, a good friend called it the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's really messed up. And thinking about how much it has changed, it's interesting to think of how graduate school may look different in another 30 years, when one of our graduates may be up on a stage somewhere addressing students. They might say, remember when there was something called the cloud? Apparently, everybody used to be worried about this thing called AI. Now it's just an indispensable tool. Maybe dissertations will be video instead of written narratives. We know one thing for sure, it's going to look different. And some of you will play a role in how it evolves. But right now, you may be more focused on what happens next. Some of our graduates will be going to Oak Ridge National Lab, or RAND, Delta Airlinesque, Sandia National Lab, the Field Museum in Chicago, and a number of very fine institutions. Yes, all of you will go on to very productive careers all over the world, and you'll have very different paths. I recall feeling excited, and I recall being a little bit stressed about the next step. Now, this is natural, and as your career progresses, this feeling will happen from time to time as you pursue new challenges. Just 5 years ago, I went through it when Provost Jones, sitting over here, called to offer me this dean position. I was really excited, and I remember immediately accepting his offer, but don't tell him this. As soon as I got off the phone, I started to wonder if I could really do this job. The fact is that you are ready for whatever follows in your career. The reason for this is that while you were busy doing the work of your dissertation, you were also building an impressive toolbox of skills that will serve you moving forward, regardless of the path that you pursue. You've learned to build knowledge, how to solve complex problems, and how to apply that knowledge to best serve others. Now, very few people ever get to be the first to create or discover something no one else has seen before. You are in that rare and privileged cohort. You've learned, as our speaker told us, how to solve problems as a member of a team, collaboratively, across multiple disciplines. Interdisciplinarity has always been a part of graduate education, but it's fair to say that it is much more prominent today and will become even more so in the years to come. You've also developed critical teaching and mentoring skills. Now, it's possible that you will never serve as a classroom instructor, but you will always be a teacher and a mentor. This is both a responsibility and an expectation that comes with the doctoral degree. We are very fortunate that we have access to knowledge as it's being generated. It is our calling to help share that knowledge with the rest of the world. To do this, you have to use the most important skill you've developed, the ability to make highly specialized information accessible to a broad audience. I want to highlight this most important skill. As the graduates walk across the stage today, the screen behind me will show the title of their dissertation. We're all going to be impressed by the titles we read, and we know that the information in this dissertation is incredibly complex. And I'll share with you that my mom was always really impressed by the titles of the papers that I shared with her. Who wouldn't be impressed by analysis and comparison of the internal promoter PE of the LGMEDA operons from Escherichia coli K12 and Salmonella typhimurium? Right? I mean, it just rolls off your tongue. It's a challenge to communicate the incredibly detailed and complex work we do, but we have to try and we have to succeed in doing so. To help you develop this skill, some of our graduates participated in the 3-minute thesis competition, where you had to explain the research, your research, in general terms in 3 minutes using one static slide. Now, for those of you who don't do this routinely, this is such an incredibly challenging thing that our students do so well that probably none of us up here on stage could pull off. It's hard to do. Some of you participated in iGrads, where you developed the 4-minute videos in a variety of different formats. And all of you had to meet our newest requirement of producing a non-technical abstract as part of your dissertation. The family and friends in the audience here today may really enjoy reading that part of your dissertation. I've highlighted several of the many important skills you have developed in your time at Clemson, but the most important change lies within you. When you have some time alone, I want you to reflect on who you were when you first enrolled at Clemson, and then think about who you are now, a confident and established scholar. You're now part of an impressive community of doctors who came to Clemson from around the world and every state and territory in the United States. You're part of a growing yet exclusive community of 7,078 Clemson doctoral graduates. What you have accomplished here at Clemson is extraordinary, and it will stand the test of time. We are so very proud of you. In closing, I want you to know how very happy we are that your journey took you through Clemson University. Remember that transformation began at Clemson, but will not end here. Please stay in touch and come back and visit as often as you can. We look forward to hearing about your future successes. My heartfelt congratulations, and go Tigers! It's now my great pleasure to again introduce our Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Provost at Clemson University, and my good friend, and the guy responsible for me being up here, Dr. Robert H. Jones.
Thank you, John, and we're so grateful that you decided to join us. And that yes that came from you was welcome, and you've proven yourself to be an excellent dean. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm very, very pleased to be at this ceremony. It's a special event. And I remember very clearly my experience being hooded at Syracuse University in 1986. My family attended the ceremony, and New York Governor Mario Cuomo was the commencement speaker. If you've ever heard him speak, that's his greatest talent. It's utterly amazing. I was so focused on my work, it was important for me to have that ceremony to force me to reflect on what had been accomplished. Completing a doctoral degree is a big deal. It's very, very significant. I hope all of you, our new Clemson-trained doctors, take this moment, revel in it, and congratulate yourselves. You deserve it. Now let me cover a couple of housekeeping items. Graduate students will be hooded by their major advisor and by an associate dean or dean. Each graduate will come up onto the lower stage and then stand as the doctoral hood is placed over their shoulders. I'm told there's a spot out there that is unmissable. Please stand at that spot, because that's where you have to get your photograph taken, and we don't want the photographers running back and forth. Okay. Thank you, Natasha. It's right in front of there. Okay. Then the graduates will cross the stage to receive congratulations from President Clements. And let me say at this time to our faculty who worked hard on your behalf, thank you for your dedication to these well-trained students. And now, it is my honor to introduce a strong advocate for graduate education and for faculty, who is a well-recognized national leader in higher education, and very fortunately for us, he is the president of Clemson University, Dr. James P. Clements, who will officially confer today's degrees.
Well, thank you, Dr. Jones, and thank you for the great job you are doing as our Executive Vice President and Provost, a role you have served so very well in for more than 11 years. As many of you know, Dr. Jones is retiring at the end of the calendar year, and I know that we will find and welcome a new provost into the Clemson family to lead our academic enterprise, but they're going to have some really big shoes to fill. Will you please help me give Dr. Jones a very loud round of applause for all that he has done? Good afternoon and go Tigers. I'm really honored to be here with you on this really special day. Welcome to our doctoral commencement ceremony. And let me start by saying to all who are graduating today, I'm really proud of you. And I'm thrilled that we're together today to celebrate you as you walk across this stage and properly mark this major accomplishment in your life. You did it. You made it to the finish line. Today we celebrate your hard work and your incredible accomplishments and the value and importance of graduate education at Clemson. We recognize the contributions that you've made through your studies and your research that is driving innovation, generating new ideas, and expanding the knowledge base of Clemson and the world. As you very well know, doctoral education is a very lengthy, very challenging, and very demanding process. Only about 2% of the U.S. population has earned a doctorate, but you did it. And you did have a lot of help along the way and a lot of support along the way. So let's take a moment to recognize the family members and friends who nurtured you and who supported you and who helped to make this day possible. To all of the moms, the dads, the spouses, the grandparents, children, siblings, aunts, uncles, friends, mentors, and others who are here today, you honor us and these graduates with your presence. We owe each of you special thanks for the important role that you played in helping these amazing scholars achieve this remarkable goal. Would you please help me thank those who helped you? I also want to recognize and thank our very talented faculty and dedicated staff whose commitment to excellence helped to ensure your success here at Clemson. I would like to ask our faculty and staff to please stand and accept our thanks, including those on the stage if they would stand again. I would also like to extend my congratulations to any faculty or staff members who have furthered their education and who are receiving their doctoral degrees this afternoon. In preparing for today's ceremony, I thought back on my own academic experience. I remember my elementary school teachers calling me professor because I was a very serious student and I wanted to help others learn the subject matter. I remember my first day as an undergraduate student, sitting in the classroom, listening to my professor, and knowing that was exactly what I wanted to be. That was and still is my dream job. Little did I know at that time just how much effort and hard work it would take to qualify for my dream job. You've heard about the previous requirements where you had to print dissertations for every committee member. Well, Dr. Lopes, I had to print copies of my dissertation as well. And I remember standing by the printer as each page came out very, very slowly on an old dot matrix printer, hoping that it wouldn't run out of ink and that the paper wouldn't jam and that I wouldn't spill my coffee on any of the pages. And I remember one of the most important lessons I learned from my parents, and that was the importance of a college education. My parents didn't have the opportunity to go to college due to financial constraints, but they did instill in me and my three older siblings the value of a quality education. They urged us to be passionate about the life-changing, transformational power of education. We were the first generation in my family to go to college, and we were taught that education was the path to a better future, not just for an individual, but for society as a whole. And we listened. Between me and my three older siblings, we actually earned 11 college degrees, including 7 graduate degrees and an honorary doctorate. And I believe one of the proudest days for my parents was the day that my brother and I received our PhDs side by side on stage. And to this day, That is one of my most favorite memories. And I hope that today, this day, is all that you treasure and that you think back on this day for many years to come. You have demonstrated incredible courage and determination to earn your doctorate. Many of you have children, spouses, or parents, or other loved ones that you had to care for during your journey. You had jobs or research assistantships, which also required your time and your attention. Some of you are also first-generation graduate students like I was. And earning a doctorate isn't a quick process, as you well know. It's a journey that takes years of your life, usually in a season of life where there's a lot of change. And it's not easy to obtain a doctorate. As I mentioned earlier, only about 2% of the population in the US has a doctoral degree. When I talk to individuals who recently finished their doctorate and ask them to think about their experience and describe that experience and what helped them to persist and graduate, they often say it's a testament of perseverance. They just couldn't give up. They were determined to make it. You were determined to make it. They will say that it can be lonely and that you need a good support system, including your cohort, but ultimately it is you who has to do the work. You who have to do the research and put in the time and the effort. Indeed, it takes determination and courage. You are each determined and courageous scholars. These traits will serve you well in life, so please never lose those traits. And as our student speaker, soon to be Dr. Shad, shared with us, you carry not just expertise, but passion, not just skills, but purpose, and not just credentials, but a calling to serve. Today is just the beginning of a new chapter in your life. You have each created your own path during your time here at Clemson, and now it's time to create a new path as Clemson alums and to positively impact the world. And you have a choice to use your gifts and your talents with purpose and with passion, to show up as your most authentic self each and every day. People will look to you. You are leaders. You are leaders in your field, and you are leaders in life. And you have a choice to lead with kindness, to lead with integrity, and to lead with purpose. And I want to challenge each of you to show up every day with the mindset of a champion, that no matter what curveballs life throws you, you continue to show up as your most authentic self. I believe that the world needs you, needs your gifts and your talents, and needs you to make a positive and significant impact in the world. And I know that you will. You never know the impact that you will have in someone's life. That person that you impact, that you influence, might even become a Clemson Tiger and earn their doctoral degree, just like you are about to do. I would now like to ask the candidates for the doctoral degree to please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my immense pleasure to present to you the doctoral class of 2025. By the authority vested in me by the Clemson University Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the doctoral degree with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto, and as testimony thereof, I present you with a diploma from the university. Congratulations. Please come forward with your advisor or designee, beginning with the first row on this side. All others may be seated at this time.
The College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences. Dr. Audie Lynn Cherry. Dr. Rosemarie Somers. Dr. Lisa Umatoni. Dr. Afreen Sultana. Dr. Sohaib Chatta. Dr. Claire T. Escamilla. Dr. Jasmine Gill. Dr. Pratima Podell. Dr. Sonia Salaria. Dr. Johanna Vesha. Dr. Luz Angelica Solano Delgado. The College of Architecture, Art, and Construction. Dr. Sarah Islamzadeh Billy. Dr. Monica K. Gripko. Dr. Devi Abhishek Soman. Dr. Sumin Kim. Dr. Jay Kong. The College of Arts and Humanities. Dr. Carrie Lynn Hill. Dr. David Gilliard Williams. The College of Behavioral, Social, and Health Sciences. Dr. Delaram Sirizi. Dr. Abbas A. Babatunde. Dr. Iromi Nimna Jaywardena. Dr. Marvin Idoteyin Okon. Dr. Peter Manalakis. Dr. Kyle Matthew Sager Christensen. Dr. Aubrey Ann Mattingly. Dr. Jenny Davis. Dr. Ashley Haddo Bowen. Dr. Jason Paul Thomas Morgan. Dr. Sanu Park. Dr. Taylor Elizabeth Lamole. Dr. Gugu Salela. The Wilbur O. and Ann Powers College of Business. Dr. Planet Abaraju. Dr. Jos Pius Nedum Kalel. Dr. Yue Xing. Dr. Mark Stephen Andrakovich. Dr. Kimberly Lynn Byers. Dr. Kara Harris McAllister. Dr. David Elliott Sr. Dr. Ryan Allen Toole. Dr. Alan Michael Glass. Dr. Jennifer Rank Underwood. Dr. Dirk Marinas Ruscum. Dr. Ki-Yoon Kwak. Dr. Titir Day. Dr. Alexander Shad. The College of Education. Dr. Celeste Dietrich Bearden. Dr. Ashley Rose Evett Kobe. Dr. Fonda Gale Black Dupree. Dr. Ashley Gretsch. Dr. Jennifer Jones Hill. Dr. Tushanka Thomas Mahone. Dr. Lauren Looper Merck. Dr. Megan Noel Greer. Dr. Tracy Taylor Boyles. Dr. Susan Stone Chapman. Dr. Eleni Ann Koukoulas. Dr. Joshua Thomas Oxendine. Dr. Shannon Eileen Sharkey. Dr. Lindsay Lamance Stewart. Dr. Catherine Inclan Britton. Dr. Meredith Lynn Drake. Dr. Sarah Courtney Deloach. Dr. Jessica Decker-Preissig. Dr. Lacey Hale Rogers. Dr. Alexander Jose Velasquez Escalona. Dr. Na Zhang. Dr. Nancy Scarborough Bowers. Dr. Penny S. Edwards. Dr. Logan Wright Qualls. Dr. Noble McKnight Edmiston. Dr. Yashika Rasheda Latimer. Dr. Carla Poff Miner. Dr. Loretta Oluwafemi Osho. Dr. Jessie Lynn Winzenreed Peterson. The College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. Dr. Grace Morathi. Dr. Amir Hossein Nazeri. Dr. Joseph Donald Paul. Dr. Hao Tian Su. Dr. Yu Chen Yan. Dr. Madison Dawn Cardinal. Dr. Huadan Li. Dr. Mohammed Khalid Al-Bashiti. Dr. Arash Teimori Gare Tape. Dr. Shilpa Girish. Dr. Snowell John Lopez. Dr. Max Henry Fakis III. Dr. Mary Damilola Ayetibo. Dr. Heba Ali. Dr. Li Wei Wang. Dr. Nargis Kiasi. Dr. Nitesh Kumar. Dr. Lavanya Mutasamy. Dr. Trupal Rajeshbhai Patel. Dr. Bhageshri Umate. Dr. Jackson Ponder Wiley. Dr. Shannon Connor. Dr. Destiny Johnson Cooper. Dr. Hao Chen. Dr. Sudan Batarai. Dr. Daniel Bruno Lopez da Silva. Dr. Syed Reswanul Islam. Dr. Morteza Sultani. Dr. Samarudi Yashwant Gaikwad. Dr. Alexander Dino Malai. Dr. Aaron Thomas Santamaro. The College of Science. Dr. Danielle Steve Adams. Dr. Junyi Lee. Dr. Joseph Vernon Goodwin. Dr. Shalika Meeding. Dr. Evan Doyle Butterworth. Dr. Yejwal Lee. Dr. Alec Merton. Dr. Michael Charlton Richard Bird, Jr. Dr. Mir Alvi Ahmed. Dr. Benjamin Joseph Amond. Dr. Pesal Karki. Dr. David Charles McCall. Dr. Yong Sheng.
Congratulations again to all of you. Will you please join me once again in a very loud round of applause for our newest doctors? We know that you will make us proud, and more importantly, we know that you will make a positive difference in the world. I hope that your Clemson experience has been everything that you hoped it would be, and that we instilled in you our core values that we hold so dear, like integrity, excellence, and self-reliance. I hope that we challenged you and inspired you to think critically and to be engaged with your community and the world. You just earned your doctorate from our Carnegie Tier 1 Research Institution, a very prestigious group of universities in the United States classified as having the highest level of research activity. You leave this university with exceptional academic credentials. I encourage you again to use your talents and your education to make a positive difference. Some of you earned your undergraduate or your master's degree at Clemson, so you already know that a Clemson degree is highly regarded around the globe. And you know that the Clemson family is very special and very real. For those of you who earned your previous degrees at another institution, today you become a Clemson alumnus and you join a family of more than 190,000 living members around the world. All of you are forever connected to this university, to this community of scholars, and to every member of the Clemson family. As part of the Clemson family, I also want to challenge you to be a supportive friend, loving family member, and the same type of caring mentor for someone else, just like you had here during your educational journey at Clemson. And I ask that you use your incredible knowledge that you gained and the research you performed to make a positive impact on others. Congratulations again, and go Tigers!
Will you please stand and join in the singing of the Clemson alma mater? The words will be displayed on the screen. Please remain standing if you are able for the recessional of the stage party. This concludes the ceremony. You may now exit the arena. Graduates are asked to exit via the tunnel. Congratulations and go Tigers!